Okay, so the stream's going. Da 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 da. Let's see. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Let's get this party started. Let's see if we can hear it. Testing, testing. Yeah, that should be good. Wait, what happened? I don't know if that's too loud or not. Hey, what's going on, John? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Just getting the stream set up right now. I'm going to be reading quite a few horror stories, just recording them, getting ready for my next video. So that should be fun. Let's see. Yeah, that was too loud. That still might be too loud. Let me put that down a bit. How's that? Okay. Now we'll put it real low. Maybe a little louder. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me share the stream. Share it on Twitter real quick. There. We'll share it on Facebook. I'll put this on. That's good. That's good for now. Okay, so get this recording started. This started in September of 2018. I just started college and didn't have any friends there. The only person I spoke to was my ex-boyfriend. He introduced me to this woman, Kat, who was 27. I was 16, but despite the age difference, we got along pretty well. Then my ex dropped out of college. I started to talk to Kat more and we became pretty good friends. I would stay at hers, we'd get high and watch TV. Pretty fun, right? Then it got weird. She wanted me to stay at hers 2 or more times a week, often ringing me every other day, and even phoning me 13 times in the space of a few weeks, asking me to go over. She then moved out of my city and moved to Manchester to go to uni. She asked me to stay at hers just after my 17th birthday for a week. Oops, 1 second. Oh, you know what? It's not even recording my audio right now. Holy shit. I gotta redo all that. What the hell? Why isn't that recording my audio? The fuck? Blue snowball, yeah. Should be recording. Hello, testing, testing, audio. It's not recording anything. Let me save this real quick, close it, and open back up. That sucks. I gotta redo that. Let's see. Hello. There we go, now it's recording. This started in September of 2018. I had just started college and didn't have any friends there. The only person I spoke to was my ex-boyfriend. He introduced me to this woman, Kat, who was 27. I was 16, but despite the age difference, we got along pretty well. Then my ex dropped out of college and I started to talk to Kat more. We became pretty good friends. I would stay at hers, we'd get high and watch TV. Pretty fun, right? Then it got weird. She wanted me to stay at hers 2 or more times a week, often ringing me every other day and even phoning me 13 times in the space of a few weeks, asking me to go over. She then moved out of my city and moved to Manchester to go to uni. She asked me to stay at hers just after my 17th birthday for 2 weeks. This was as long... Oh my gosh, fuck. This was the longest I'd ever been without my family, but I went anyway. Most of it was good, except for a few times when I'd get kicked out so she could work. She was a sex worker, and when she'd leave me alone for over 12 hours to go to the parlor, she gave me a necklace that said something about me being fucking shit. 1 second. Freaking mess that up. Let's see. Words to go to the parlor. What was I? She also gave me a necklace that said something about me being her daughter, so hence the adoption. About a 2 week after... Damn it. About 2 weeks after I got back to my city, she called me again. She told me that she had a psychopathic... Fucking hell. She told me she had had a psychotic breakdown, that she could barely remember anything that happened over the 3 days, had to be retrained in hospital, and that she had tried to kill her best friend. She also made a point to say that she was okay until I left. Basically, trying to blame me for her breakdown. Any rational person would have cut shit. Fuck, it's not me, guys. It's the fucking... It's how they wrote. It's how they wrote this. Any rational person would have cut shit off then, and then... Any rational person would have cut shit off then and there, but I guess I'm too nice. I didn't tell my friends or my boyfriend what she had done. I just kept it to myself and carried on as if normal, until she said something to my boyfriend that changed everything. My boyfriend and I are talking about moving out of the city when we go to university, and he told me that I'm a fucking doo-doo monster. Yeah, I know. I got a drink. Actually, I got a big glass of water right here. Let me see. Where was I in the story? I forgot. Blah 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 blah. My boyfriend and I are talking about moving out of the city when we go to university, and he told Kat and his friends this at college. She then says, "You're stealing my blank name." This was the final straw. I told my boyfriend that she was... Fuck. I told my boyfriend that she was retarded. I told my boyfriend what she had done, and he was obviously waiting for me to stop associating with her. She then sent me a message asking me to meet her after college, making a point to say, "Just the 2 of us." This was obviously terrifying, and I blocked her on social media and her phone number. She then gets another 17-year-old on my boyfriend. Fuck. She then beat the shit out of me. She then gets another 17-year-old on my boyfriend's college course to ask why... Fuck me, dude. She then gets another 17-year-old on my boyfriend's college course to ask me why we've been bullying her, etc. It was incredibly pathetic, and I left wondering who else would she include. After this, she left me a long string of messages saying that this was not... Fuck, man, I suck at reading tonight. What the hell is going on here? I know, I gotta stay super hydrated. Maybe it's because I'm reading with the lights on. I usually read with the lights off in my room. It was incredibly pathetic, and I left who else wondering. Oh my gosh, dude. It was incredibly pathetic, and I was left wondering who else she would include. After this, she left me a long string of messages saying that this was not to tell anyone anything she had told me, as she beat the fucking piss out of me. As I should respect her privacy, I left her on red. So, Kat, let's not meet. Okay, I got the first one out. Oh shit, I kicked my fucking microphone stand. Let's see. Let me... Oh yeah. This happened to me the other day. I was eating food and someone spit in my McChicken sandwich. I said, "Why would you do this?" Why? Yeah. Oh, corpsey. Corpse husband. It's me, Daddy Chills. I'm gonna beat you now. Okay, 1 second. I'm just opening my sticky notes. I have a really weird way of how I keep the credit for my videos, so I'm gonna make sure I do this right. Oh fuck! What happened to the first sticky note? Uh-oh. Stinky. Where did it go? Oh shit! I can't find it. I'll find it later whenever I'm editing everything. This would have been story number 2. Okay. Mr. Nightmare. Yeah, I can do Mr. Nightmare's voice as well. What's something Mr. Nightmare would never say? Give me something funny. I think it's because my voice already kind of sounds like his too, though. Mr. Nightmare, Mr. Diaper. My hairline is crooked. Wait. I got... Fuck, I gotta get the graininess. Before we start the story, I just want to say my hairline is crooked. Everyone makes fun of me, and... hey, what's going on, Mad Chatter? I was doing the Mr. Nightmare voice. Okay, so I gotta get the next story going here. Let's see. So I did that one. Here's another one. Let's go to this person's Reddit, where I can... How do you open someone's... Here we go, I found it. How's everybody doing tonight? What are you guys all up to, though? what's going on? Lady Spookeria. No, I'm just kidding. Spooko. Lady Spocko. Hey, chat's getting lit tonight. Oh yeah. Getting everybody in here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the next story now. I'll try to keep up with the chat in between my mistakes, which are often. So, to start off things, there's mistake number 1. So, to start off, I live in a village in the northeast of the UK. There are only 100 or so people living here, and hardly anyone knows its location. Me and my mom have lived here for around 5 to 6 years, and we do love it. There's woods behind our house, and out front there's a pen with 2 lovely horses that I got feeding apples. Ugh. Out front there's a bunch of people shitting. Boko no Pico scripts in the chills. Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious. Let's do that for a little second here. Trying to find a good transcript. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I saw something funny. How's it hanging? For a little backstory, my dog went poo-poo, and I didn't pick it up. I'm never picking up that dog's shit, as long as I fucking live. He's man's best friend, and best friends don't pick up other best friends' shit. It's just not right. I don't know. Hairline fungus. Fuck. Hairline fungo. I totally got diverted from the story. Where was I in it? Okay, let's see. There's woods behind our house, and out front there's a pen with 2 lovely horses that I go feed apples and carrots to. However, we have a family from hell next door. The problem with our neighbors started around a year ago. On the 2nd of January, I was downstairs just watching TV while my mom was cleaning out the fire. She went outside to empty out the ash. Fuck me. She went outside to empty out the ashtray, and I could hear her mumbling from outside. The next thing I knew, my mom came inside with the most confused expression ever. I asked her what she was up to, and she told me she had emptied the ashtray into our neighbor's burst outside, into her... Oh, fucking damn it. That run-on sentence, though. I asked her what she was up to, and she told me after she had emptied our ashtray, our neighbors burst outside into our yard and screamed at my mom over the fence, saying nonsense like, "Oh, so Ellie can't park anywhere around here anymore, huh? How disgusting." I was confused, so I asked her what she meant. Basically, my mom had messaged our other neighbors wishing them a happy new year, and all that stuff as they went to the fucking cotton field to pick cotton. Fuck. I'm gonna have to hear your Let's Read and Mr. Creep's impression of that, actually. Hey friends, for just $1 a month you can feed me. I no longer have to eat kibbles and bits. I no longer have to eat kibbles and bits. I don't know. Wishing them a happy new year. Here we go. And all that stuff as they were at their other house and couldn't tell them in person. But while she was texting them, she saw a car parked around the back of their house, and she had asked them, fuck me, and she asked them, it's like fucking Mike Tyson. Where was I? She asked them to take a shit on me. A Spotify podcast. I don't know how you would even set that up. Maybe that'd be kind of fun. Let's see. I always forget where the fuck I am in these stories. Here we go. And she asked them if it was anyone to do. Let me read it first. And she asked them if it was anyone to do with them. I don't like how that's written. And she asked them if it was anyone to do with them. Now she didn't really care about the car. She was just curious because... gosh. I think I'm nervous because I haven't live streamed like this in a while either. There's a lot of pressure. Shave with a crowbar. Holy shit. I had to shave with my pubes. I had to shave my pubes with a crowbar. This happened in Vietnam. Everybody was exploding left and right. I remember legs flying and... I don't know. She asked them if it was anyone to do with them. Now, she didn't really care about the car. She was just curious because that they were usually parked with the... Fuck, man, it's... oh my gosh, I should have read this first before I fucking read it. Let me take a big sippy of water before my throat falls out. Tastes good. Tastes like water. Okay, here we go. She was just curious because that they were usually parked there with their car. It turns out it was my evil neighbor's son's girlfriend's car. Now this is where things get out of control. My two neighbors text each other about my mom's question, and for some odd fucking reason, they see it as a threat. Yeah, ridiculous, isn't it? Me and my just shrugged it off. Okay, I'll just fucking improvise. Me and my mom just shrugged it off because we're fucking retarded. Me and my mom just shrugged it off because, to be perfectly honest, we couldn't care less about it. A few hours go by and my mom went out back again so we can empty the bin. Once again, my neighbor comes out storming. But this time she starts threatening my mom, saying things like, "I'll fucking kill you. And I'll run you over." Actually. "And I'll run over your dogs, you fat bitch." I was in the kitchen, so I heard everything, and I was shocked. What was wrong with her? My mom had had enough and came back inside and called her boyfriend and the police. The police came, and my crazy bitch of a neighbor admitted everything. We told him it was true. Oh, fuck. The police came, and my crazy bitch of a neighbor admitted everything we told him was true, and that she was threatening to hurt us. But like typical British police, they said there was nothing they could do, and told my mom to keep a journal and write down anything she does before he left. There were a couple of incidences where she would record my mom and her boyfriend in the garden and complain about our fire pit, but the next big incident was soon to come. My mom dropped me off into the town that was around a half-hour drive away so I can go shopping with my mates, and drove back home. She decided to park around the back of our house because she needed to empty out the boot and put things into the garage, and decided to leave it there because it was our parking space. A couple hours go by and I asked my mom to come pick me up because I had finished shopping with most of my friends. I'd gone home to expect one of my friends whose train was still going to arrive in half an hour. My mom goes out to the back and sees that our neighbor has blocked her in, so she goes up to her door and asks if she can quickly move their car. No answer. So she knocks again. No answer. She was clearly in because she didn't go anywhere without her car. So after 5 minutes, my mom got fed up and called the police and asked them to help move her car. When the police arrived, she came outside. When they asked her to move the car, her answer was, no. No. Do it. Just one big ass block text. Oh shit. This story happened to me about 5 days ago, and I went to the store and everything was that's how it is when you read fucking block text. It's fucking impossible. No. Her answer was no. They kept asking her to move her car, and her reply was no for over half an hour, making my mom late to pick me up. My mom was getting furious and pleaded to her fuck me. My mom was furious and plead to let her get in her car to pick me up because I've been diagnosed with severe anxiety and I can't be left alone. My mom phoned me while the police were talking to our neighbor and explained what was happening. Thankfully, I wasn't alone because my friend was still there with me. Even he had missed his train and was phoning his parents explaining the situation to them. In the end, my mom got a ride in the stepdad's car to come pick me up. We also offered my friend a ride home. She moved her car while we were picking me up. Fuck. She moved her car while we were picking me up. She moved her car while they were picking me up. I could write 1,000 things that these people have done, like how they filmed me, a 14-year-old trans guy, sunbathing in my garden because they thought my switch I was planting. Fuck me, dude. I was watching videos on was an iPad, or when one morning they opened our back gate open so that they could fucking kill us in our sleep. Yeah, reading some spooky AA. Is that my boy? Alright, wait, I need to do something real quick. Everyone gets this fucking roll. You too. Who else should I give this to? Let's see. Where was I in the story? The power. Ultimate power! Do it. Sunbathing in my garden because they thought my switch I was watching videos on was an iPad. Or when one morning they opened our back gate open so that when we let our dogs do their morning business, they nearly ran into a busy road. Or even when she came into our yard and nearly knocked on our door down. Fuck. Or even when she came into our yard and nearly knocked our door down because our dogs were barking at. I think I just popped my cherry. My cherry poppy. Jesus Christ. This is why Corpse Husband doesn't like me. Or even when she came into our yard and nearly knocked down our door because our dogs were barking back at her dogs. But this post has already gone long enough. I haven't even gotten to the recent story. The most recent incident happened the start of this year. For starters, in December of 2019, my dog Pippin died. It was her time to go, sadly, but we decided to stop her suffering and put her to sleep. So this was already a hard time for me and my mom, because I've given her at an age of 2. I'm now 15. But one day while I was in my bed, my mom was But one day when I was in bed, my mom was downstairs, and I don't remember how to fucking read because I'm retarded. The other diss track on me. That'd be fucking hilarious. Talk shit about me, daddy. Love it. But one day, while I was in my bed, my mom was downstairs cuddling with my 1-year-old puppy when she noticed something was wrong. He just couldn't lie down. He had a bit of foam coming from around his mouth and he was shivering like crazy. He then started to vomit violently and threw up this weird substance that looked like chicken. But it was coated in something red, and no, it wasn't blood. My mom was positive it wasn't. She immediately took him to the vet because we just lost my 13-year-old dog. There was no way we can lose my 1-year-old puppy, only a couple of days after we lost Pippin. Thankfully, after a lot of injections and vet visits, he was back to normal. Now, we didn't give him any treats that would make him sick. Just fed him his normal dog food, and my other dog was completely fine. He also couldn't have gotten something off the floor because we had just finished tidying up the house. What we think happened to him was when we put him out to do his business, that fucking where was I? Ooh. Let's see. Oh shit. Did you just call me a poop head? Nobody calls me a poop head. I'll kill you now. Hey Peter, you're a poop head. You're a big poo poo. You're a big stinky fat shit. I need to retire. I need a tire. Where was I in the story? What we think happened to him was when we put him out to do his business, that fucking psychopath of a woman threw something over our fence, knowing he'd eat it. What makes it worse is that she was a fucking vet, so she knew exactly what is toxic to dogs. Luckily, we're moving away from this crazy bitch this week, and her husband are now in trouble with the law, because they nearly beat a man to death when they were drunk, which now means the police are starting to believe us. So, my batshit crazy neighbor who films minors sunbathing and poisons dogs, let's not meet. Unless it's you behind bars, then I'd love to meet you again. That's some good water. Good water. Let's read. Can I do Let's Read's voice? Let me blow my nose. No, I'm just kidding. Let me. Hey, there's my hat. I've been looking for that fucker forever. What's that thing Let's Read says? Hey friends, thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to be alerted of all future narrations. If you got a story to be submitted, or what is it? If you got a story, be sure to submit them to my subreddit, r/letsreadofficial, and give and receive feedback from the community, and maybe even hear a story featured in my next video. And join my Discord to interact with me and other listeners directly. And if you wanted to support me even more, grab early access to all future narrations for just $1 a month on Patreon, and maybe even pick up some Let's Read merch on Spreadshirt. And check out the Let's Read podcast, where you can hear all things blah 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 blah. Something like that. Hey friends, I just went poo-poo and smelt my finger. Yeah, my voice it's deep, so it's kind of hard to... obviously I can do Corpse Husband because my voice is, already kind of there. All I have to do is sound dramatic and like I'm crying, like everything is scary, and bam, you're there. And Chill's voice, I just kind of like throw my Adam's apple up in my throat. I just flex it, and then I go up and down with the words. And that's how I can do that one. And yeah, I'm trying to do the Southern Cannibal, and he's just kind of like, this happened to me a couple days ago. His inflection is really hard to do. Before we get on with the story, I just want to say, Merry Christmas, Happy Cha-Cha. This is hard, fuck. Thank you. It's fun doing Corpse's voice. I gargle salt water every morning. That's why I sound salty as fuck. And you're never gonna change my mind. Can you do Darkness Prevails? I haven't actually listened to him in a while. Let me see. Darkness Prevails. It's been so long. That Park Ranger story is really good. Oh, I can't do that voice. That one's... The stories or stories you're about to hear. Let me see. My friends just made my... Can't do it. Sometimes people make fun of me, and they call me Poo-Poo Head. His voice is high-pitched. I can't do that one. Let me save this story real quick before I fucking forget. Story number 3. Number 4. Story number 4. This one, here we go. Mess, okay. If you insist. I'm just gonna... I'm gonna listen to your voice so I can get the inflection. Let's see. I think my voice is gay as fuck. Let's see. I just fucking clicked on your video. What is it with guys and dick pics? Dr. Creepin. I don't watch Dr. Creepin. I don't like creepypasta videos, actually. I like r/shitty creepypastas. Those are hilarious. Yeah, I mean they're okay, but I'm more into like real horror stories. I prefer something more real, or Skinwalker stories are probably one of my favorite, like cryptid dills. Hey, Miss Murder. Anybody? AFI? No. Take my. Oh. I can't sing. Shit posting creepypastas are they're fucking the best. Yeah. I read the spider, a large ferocious spider in my toilet story. That one was hilarious. And then what else? I did Trump's Reign of Terror Begins. That was a really funny one, where he like summons a bunch of fucking like fuck boys. It's, I don't know, I thought it was hilarious. Here we go. Okay, so here's the next story. It's called Never IRL Meet Again. Ever. Maybe triggered for some people, beware. This is epic, by the way. This is a long fucking doo-doo. April Fool's compilation. You're the father. April Fool's. It's like, no, you really are the father, though. Okay, let's let me get into this. Crazy neighbor, you're done. This happened to me like 3 or 4 years ago. Sorry for any mistakes. English is not my first language. First of all, I am introvert, just shy. My only romantic relationship was fast. This was my potential success. This is my potential second relationship. This was my potential second serious relationship. I was 22 years old. I lived in a big city back then. I was a single forever mindset back then, but not really familiar with meeting apps. I've always I've always had sex with people for money. Let's see. Where was I? I had always talked online, but never did any IRL meeting because I'm a coward and paranoia everybody. Wait, they said Panera. Fuck me. Paranoia, Panera. Panera bread. Let's see. I am a coward and paranoia. Everybody's coming to get me. I had always talked online, but never did any IRL meeting because I'm a coward and paranoia. They put paranoia. I think they meant to say paranoid. Paranoid, everybody's coming to get me. Well, guess I was feeling really lonely and just installed a dating app. At some point, a guy, 28, handsome in the eyes with a big old cock. Handsome in the eyes with full. Fuck me, dude. Handsome in the eyes and full of charm. Wants to meet me. A 22-year-old nerd, and to be honest, I made a fool move because a 22-year-old nerd, and to be honest, I made a full move because he wants to meet at my place, and I've accepted it. I was stupidly thinking, hey, he wants to meet me at my place, so he's not meaning any harm initially. Don't be like me, kids. Use your brain. Yeah, no, he means no harm, but he was weird as fuck. First, I insist to meet him when the sun was still here, up in the sky. After my text, when he was trying to clog my toilet with shit. Fucking
Damn it, I keep fucking... It's getting hot in my room too. Ever been trying to get a date in the hopes of meeting a girl and starting a family, but she comes over and just sucks your peen? That'd be nice. In a just world, that's how it'd work, but usually me, as soon as I meet someone, I want to marry them, have a family, and then I just do it. No peen sucking. Until they expose their peen, and then I'm looking point blank at it and saying, wow, it's bigger than mine. Let's see. Okay, where was I? Adjust my microphone a little bit. First, I insist to meet him when the sun was still up. After many texts when he was trying to change my mind, he complies with... After many texts where he was trying to change my mind, he complies and met me at my apartment. He complies and meets me at my apartment hall. I was charmed. He was tall, a little buff, soft eyes, and knows how to talk. For you to picture the scene, I was, and still am, nerdy type with glasses, skinny. Told him that we had to use the stairs because it's been a month since the elevator was out of service. Tried to smile even if I was nervous. I felt I was too. But here's where things coming... Ugh. Let me read this again because they... But here's where the weird things coming when... But here's when the weird things... Fuck, I don't know what they're trying to say. But here's when I showed him my peen. That's what I should change it to. Here's when I showed him my peen and said, look at this thing. You like it? Where was I? Tried to smile. Even if I was too nervous, I felt he was too. I'm going to read it just how I think they want it read. But here's where things get weird. When we were using the stairs, sun was up high in the sky, but he suddenly says he was drunk. And he was back from a party with his friend. He starts on... Fuck me, dude. He started to trip on his own foot while going upstairs. Okay, wow, weird. Maybe he was just nervous, so I stop in the middle, turn around, and ask genuinely where his friend was and if he wants to go back. I will not force him in any ways or wait for his answer. He assures me that he's okay and just a little drunk. There's no smell of alcohol, but his eyes were in focus and it alarmed me. He was playing being drunk or high? Then it begins to scare me for real. I insisted, okay, you're not right in your mind. Come with me and I'll call a taxi if you need it. Sorry to have to make you... Sorry, I ruined your fucking buzz, dude. Let's see. Sorry to have to make you move when you were obviously sick. And began to go down the step and expect him to follow because, heck, at least have some common sense and don't go to a stranger's place when you know you're sick or high or whatever. He suddenly grabs my arm and squeezes it. I'd almost fall because I was not prepared. Oh shit, dude. Had almost fall because I was not prepared. We were in the middle of the stairs. Had almost fallen down because I was not prepared. We were in the middle of the stairs and it was dangerous for both of us. Said it to him and insisted smoothly just to cancel for today. His eyes were focused now, and he says, "No, I'm alright. Where do you live?" Maybe because of shock, I answer, "I was living in the last floor." He stands straight and his hand still on me. He began to go upstairs, and I don't know why I haven't reacted, but I was following him. Like, dude, what the fuck? "It's dangerous if we stay in the stairs." His last words before he killed me. Shit. Yeah, I know. Such amazing writing. Okay, let's see. I think after this story, I'll probably shoot myself. Okay, let's see. Like, dude, what the fuck? "It's dangerous if we stay in the stairs," was his last words before we silently reached the floor. In the doorway, he let my arm go. We discussed a little because I was really concerned about what just happened. He said smartly, when I look back and just think that it was dumb, he wants to rest a little bit and needs water. As a simple-minded person who cares about the other's well-being, I began to hurry to open the door and invite him in. Oh, dude, I was so stupid back then. I was living like every student, in a worn-out small apartment, saving money to spend it on video games instead of actual food, forced to drink water on the end of the month while cycling and watching food porn on YouTube because I think it was worth it. He made me fucking sign a release form and become an actor and go to Chicago and dance. He made me fart on his face. Let's see, where was that? Jesus Christ. He made me do the electric boogaloo for 8 hours. Let's see. He made unusual comments like, "Oh wow, it's cozy here." I had no decorations because my life depends on my laptop and Wi-Fi. So yeah, I'm not really a warm place to be. Then he starts to call me with other names while talking. Had said nothing but, "Hey, it hurts, you know. At least remember my name." But I was still on the episode in the stairs and tried to ask him if it was a good idea for him to stay here when he obviously isn't well. Not that I don't want him to stay, but dude, you need to care for yourself. I was about to grab my phone and call an ambulance when I saw he was pale suddenly, but again he grabs my wrist and with force. I remember, me, nerdy type who work out with swinging legs under a table. Jesus Christ. Oh shit. My fucking with force. Remember, me, nerdy type who works out by swinging their legs under a table. Him, buff and alpha type, full of force. I have survival instinct, and I'm not fool enough to argue against him when he scares the heck out of me. Side note, I may develop it with humor, but it was really a little traumatic experience for me. Never ever will I meet someone IRL again. First and last experience. It's not the end of the story, so, again, his eyes were perfectly focused after being blurry all this time. I just didn't understand anything anymore. I wanted to scream for him, but nothing came out. He says he don't like... Oh my gosh. He says... Okay, it goes. He says he don't need that. Sounds like a pimp. "I don't need that, bitch." Slaps her. Oh fuck, I'm tempted to just scrap this story, but I'm like fucking balls deep in it already. He says he don't need that. He knows perfectly how to go back and invites me to sit in my own house. And again, like a puppet, have to play it cool and don't show my fear. At this time, even if the story was years ago, I remember it with every detail. So at this time, my only thought was, give him whatever the fuck he wants and kick him out. Problem is, it's my own house. I invited him. I'm fucked. Then my marvelous brain suggests me to play it like a mad nerd. What the hell is this word? Despacito. Separate. I need to figure out how to say this word. 1 second. It's not a word. It's nothing. It's a fucking... It's not even a word. Holy shit. Just made up a word on the spot. Desperate me obeys and starts to say incoherent things for him to think I'd lost my mind and decide to go out. Well, I think I effectively scare him because he says, I have to go to the bathroom. Insert shocked Pikachu meme here. While he was in the bathroom, I heard him running the water. Not thinking twice, I grabbed my phone and text the first friend on my list, but being stupid as fuck, I just say, hey, what's up? What are you doing? I was panicking. A stranger I invited was in my house. If I call the police, what can I say? Hello, I invited a psycho. Please help me. No time to think anymore. He gets out of the bathroom and looks at me, afraid, and he asks, have you charged... Fuck. Have you changed your hair color? Well, why are they red? I'm Asian. Typically Asian looking, big glasses on a round face, dark hair. The only color set on my face is when I'm cold because there's no heat, and it's winter when I lived back then. The most longest minutes of my life pass because I can't understand what the shit he's saying. And he says, show me how to open your door, please, baby. Okay, maybe he was trying to flirt or whatever, but I was so confused I literally show him how to open my apartment's door with mechanic gestures. After long minutes fly away. What the fuck? I'm gonna read like this. After long minutes fly away, then finally grabs the door handle. I was so happy, just yay, man, finally, please get out of here, please, please, please. He was just copying my gesture twice. Open, close, open, close. Then I remember whose phone it was that rang. It's... Then I remember whose phone it was that rang, but was heard. It snapped both of us out. Fucking damn it. Then I remember whose phone it was, but a ringtone was heard. Oh shit, wait, that's how it goes. Then I don't remember whose phone it was that rang, but it snapped both of us out of this weird time lapse, and he finally decided he had to have to go. Thanks every hero in this galaxy, I'm free. After that, I was cleaning up every place he went. Opened the windows and showered myself because I don't even want to smell him on me. I have a sensitive sense of smell. I missed 1 week pretending I was sick and have no more... Fuck me. I missed 1 week pretending I was sick and have no more motivation. Told my friends about it years after. 1 year later, I was moving with my best friend to share an apartment. Happy ending, bruh. Okay, that was... Thank God. That story fucking hurt my fucking head. Jesus. Yeah, sometimes I read these stories, I'm just like, you stupid fucking bitch. No, I'm just kidding. But sometimes I read them, I'm just like, fuck, what would I do? That's spooky. 1 second, I gotta... My left nostril is just fucking caked. Fuck, nothing. think he came out. I think my nostrils actually just puffed right now. Bye bye, lady. Jake the rake. Jake the garden snake. Okay, so we read that one. That's done. That's over. Jesus Christ. Let me see. Story number 5. We're gonna do one more because that story fucking gave me AIDS, and I want to read something that's actually good. It's just the writing it just wasn't good, and I know English isn't their first language, so I can't blame them there, but it still hurt my head. Let's see. I'll read this fellow's story. Jake the drain snake. Oh, I'm gonna stretch my back out for a second here. Oh, my back hurts. Oh my gosh, this is all block text. Holy shit. Oh, he put in the comment section. He spaced it out. Oh, it's a bot. Line breaker bot. Holy shit. That's hilarious. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, let's see. Oh shit, I've been streaming for an hour. That's crazy. Okay. Let's get this story started. Close this one out. Good. Close this one. That's good. Alright, you go get naked. Get naked. Get naked with it. Listen to me in the shower. Just don't do anything phallic. God will smite you. So, I have a regular run-in with creeps, as you can tell from my last post about the high school weirdo. This happened more recently. I was 20, and I took my sister who was 16 to Starbucks in our area. We were sitting outside the cafe, and I noticed this guy who was a young Asian male, and wore a fedora, staring at us from inside. He didn't have coffee. He wasn't doing anything. Just staring. My sister went back inside to go to the bathroom, and he promptly came out. He started talking to me, and he had this weirdly very intelligent... Fuck. He started talking to me, and he was weirdly very intelligent, and spoke like he was from the early 1900s. He told me his name was Clyde, and he jokingly asked if I could be his Bonnie. I was really creeped out by that, and my sister came out, and he left back inside. But continued to stare. One day at my job, I was getting coffee in the back. Dang it. One day at my job, I was getting coffee in the mail. One day at my job, I was getting coffee in the mall. I work at in a Starbucks inside a Macy's, and of course, he was there. This location and the last location are about 5 miles apart, so I have no idea why this dude was here. Same thing, doing nothing, just staring. I went to my job, and I would see him walk back and forth frequently, and I was so creeped out that he knew where I worked. One day when I was off, I got a text from a number. One day when I was off, I got a text from my manager saying a young Asian man was looking for me. and that she already knew him as a creep because he had frequently followed her as well. I told her what he was doing. I told her he was doing the same thing to me. You would probably think I'm lying at this point, but I go to the third Starbucks legit 15 miles from where I live, and he's there. I don't know if this dude is just really interested in Starbucks or what. He doesn't talk to me, but I go home, go to bed, and when I get ready to go to work, I see that someone wrote in my car with their finger because my car is dirty and it said, "I'm in love with you." I honestly thought it was my boyfriend, and I called him telling that he was cute, and he was super concerned because it turns out it wasn't him. My first instinct is that it was this dude, Clyde. I since have moved jobs, but still in the area, and of course, our paths have met for the third time when I was just walking. He's sitting at the bar thing by a window of a food place I don't know what it was, and he waved and blew me a kiss. I told my new job just in case he had happened to show up, and lo and behold, my manager dropped her jaw and said that the girl before me was being stalked by him as well. I honestly don't know how many girls he has done this to, and how he has the time to follow these girls, but he honestly radiates creepiness. I haven't seen him since, thank God, but every time I go to Starbucks, I scope the whole place out before I go in to make sure I never see... Damn it. To make sure... Damn it. To make sure he never sees me. It's not even recording. That was a good one too. To make sure he never sees me. To Clyde, I won't be your Bonnie, and I hope we never meet again. Hey, that one is actually pretty cool. I don't think it's a true story, personally, but it was good. When's my next parody? Right now.
What's up? Just kidding. How's it going?
No, I don't know. My next parody it'll be Southern Cannibal. I'm still working on the voice and everything, but yeah, that'll be my next parody. I've done so many of the Chills videos, and now I've done Corpse Husband and Mr. Nightmare, and I might do one on Joel or Let's Read. I think that'd be kind of fun. And my Joe Swanson voice has gotten pretty good, so I can do like, "Hey Peter, have you seen my wheelchair?" Or I can just I think I got that voice down pretty well. But I think I'm gonna try to get back to my roots of doing some spooky stories. Let me see how long this audio got right now. So right now I'm at 30 minutes of audio. For these, how many stories is this right here? This is 5 stories right here. And I'm sure once I edit all the audio, it'll go down to like maybe 25 minutes of audio. So I think that'll be good for now. I'm probably gonna stop the stream and edit all this audio now, and maybe I'll release the video. Manic Ninja, what are you doing here? What are you doing, step bro? Hey, it has been a while. Yeah, you just got here. I know. Should I read one more story for Ninja guys? What do you think? Give him one more story. Stretch out that watch time. I do have a couple more stories. Actually, a lot of stories I need to read, but let's see. Whose story was this one? This was Watch You. Gore Horror. This is Gore Horror right here, so I can read her story. I think that would be fun. Let me find it real quick. Let's not meet. She actually has 3. Should I read them all? This one's a medium post. I think I'll do this one. Oh, it's been removed. Oops. I don't think I can read that story no more. What about this one? Oh, it's block text. My creepy coworker. That one got removed too. Fuck. All of her stories get removed. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. This one's short, but I think it'll be a good read still. Hey, I'm on the phone, so sorry about the formatting. This isn't too climactic, but it did open my eyes to what people are capable of doing. So one day about 2 years ago, I was at my house with my younger sister and our friend. We were about 20 to 21 years old, all females. We were hungry and decided to go out and get some sushi. On the way to the restaurant, I noticed that I was low on gas, so I stopped to get some. I pulled up to the pump and parked the car. I went into the gas station to pay while my sister and our friend was waiting in the car. I was walking across the parking lot into the store. I noticed a man staring at me with a creepy smirk on his face. We made eye contact and yelled across the parking lot, "Hey, beautiful, why aren't you smiling?" I didn't respond or even acknowledge him. However, a young woman who witnessed this said to me, "Do not tell her to smile. She doesn't have to do anything for you." To this day, I think about that woman. I thanked her and continued to walk into the store. As I stood patiently in line, the same man walked in. He came right over to me in line and started to touch me. He was rubbing my arms and lower back, and I pulled away. I said loudly, "Get away from me. I don't know you. Don't touch me or I'll defend myself." Other customers and the cashier were watching us. I caused a scene. He whispered in my ear and told me to shut up so people don't think he's a creep. Suddenly, the man ran out of the store and to my car with my sister and friend still inside of it. I ran after him. He opened the car door and started to say something to them when I yanked him. Fuck. Messed that one up. Where was it? Fuck. Oh, now I'm lost in the audio. He opened the car door and started to say something to them when I yanked him back so hard he had... Damn it. Man, it's because it's block text. It's just so hard to fucking...
He yanked his peen.
Oh, shit. I got the coronavirus. Here we go. I ran after him. He opened the car door and started to say something to them when I yanked him back so hard from his shirt collar and punched him in the face. He proceeded to call me a bitch and every other name in the book, but he left us alone. I got in his car and... I got in his car, oh shit. She fucking stole his car. Where was I? And got in his car and drove away. I'm much more aware of my surroundings now. To the creep gas station man, let's not meet. Yeah, that was good. That was a good story. To the crazy dude whacking his wiener in front of me. Keep doing it. Don't stop till you get it on. Chimonia. Okay, let me... That was story number 6. Perfect. Fuck, man, I feel like I'm on a roll now. Maybe I should just keep going. Captain Crunch tipping on drugs. Tripping. He's tripping. Crunchitize me, Captain. Captain Dingleberry. Captain Yoshi. Why is that in my head now? Fuck. Stephen King. Tripping. Holy shit. I bet he does. That's probably all he does is trip balls all day. Makes a book every 4 fucking hours. Bestseller. You have fallen into my trap. Now you'll become mine. It's just a bunch of sticky glue on a fucking table. The dude just touched it with his arm. He's like, ew, gross. Holy shit, this dude posts and Let's Not Meet like every fucking day. Well, I'm gonna use the, I don't know, the human predator in the zoo. I think this one got removed. I can't remember, 9 days ago. No, it would have been this one. No, this one did get removed. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. Fuck. Stephen King, you fucking man, you doing drugs. Okay, let's see. Just getting the shit out of my pants. Here we go. Oh fuck, man, my legs are getting sore. I need to fuck, I don't know. Stretch my wiener out. Let's see. Leave it in there. Leave the poo-poo in there. I was driving a rental car at 3 a.m. Just my friend Theo, name changed, and I heading home at the end of a busy road trip. We were on a twisting 2-lane road, and the kind with no streetlights, the kind that weaves through the mountains. We wanted to make it back before dawn, but a few hours from home, exhaustion hit us. Blurry-eyed and desperately trying to stay awake, we looked ahead for some place we could stop. Anywhere with lights. There was almost no sign on our phones for search options. Oh, wait, fuck. There was almost no signal on our phones for search options, so we were relieved to finally see a distant gas station through the trees up ahead. I had only been to the building and the lights we could see for miles. Ugh, I'm retarded. It had been the only building and lights we had seen for miles. As I drove towards it, I saw a blare and realized I just passed someone. A man walking with a few paces off to the side. I realized I hit someone with my car, and they're fucking flying 20 feet into the air. It was Harambe, the gorilla. Where was I? I get so fucking sidetracked with my own comments. As I drove towards it, I saw a blare and realized I had just passed someone. A man walking a few paces off to the side beside the road, just at the edge of the woods. My brief glimpse had shown him in dark clothes, something long resting on his shoulder. Huh, Theo said. I made some, sound out of a... I made some, sound of acknowledgement. We'd both seen it. Weird, but we weren't concerned. We were too exhausted to care. And then we were both very frustrated. The gas station turned out to be a brothel. Oh shit, I didn't even record any of my fucking audio. God damn it. I made some, sound of acknowledgement. We'd both seen it. Weird, but we weren't concerned as we were too exhausted to care. Then we were both very frustrated that the gas station turned out to be a small medical clinic, long ago converted from a gas station. They had kept the typical awning above where the gas pumps would be. The lights were on outside, but the office was dark. We eased down the narrow gravel drive and paused in front of the building anyways, trying to get enough signal on our phones to look for a hotel, or somewhere safe to nap. Signal was still spotty, so we were resorting to paper maps. Neither one of us felt great about the spot, even if it was a little island in the light of the dark area. This is when the man showed up in the rearview mirror, continued walking along, keeping at the edge of the pool of light. I had an immediate bad feeling and started the engine. No lights, just engine. Didn't want the blind guy. Shit. Didn't want to blind some poor guy just trying to get somewhere if that's all he was. He passed us by. I saw his back and realized he was carrying a flag on his shoulder, wrapped with cord. I couldn't quite make out the flag type. It looked like it looked like a flag. That's all I wanted. It just looked like a fucking flag. I couldn't make out the man's penis size, but it looked big. Then they took my kidney. Then I woke up in a bathtub full of ice, and all my organs have been harvested. Even as I write this, my organs are still missing, and I'm in a bathtub full of ice. Where was I? Blah, 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 blah. I couldn't make out the flag. I'm just going to control F. There we go. It looked like it was... It looked like it might be a US flag, but it didn't look quite right. The bars were too thick and not quite enough, and I couldn't see if there were stars there at all. Hard to tell in the dark. And with the flag curled up, his clothes looked odd too, like some strange combination of a military surplus store, but I'd seen odd clothing on drifters before. He just passed on, kept walking into the dark, out of the light and out of sight. I told myself that he was just a local walking home from some hole-in-the-wall bar or homeless man heading to the next town. I told myself the exhaustion was getting to me, making me paranoid. We looked at the map for some time, cursing our bad signal, and finally we had figured out the route. And we'd finally figured out a route that we looked... Shit, dude. We'd finally fucking took a doo-doo. I woke up on a hard dungeon floor. Oh, shit. Okay, let me restart this real quick. We looked at the map for some time, cursing our bad signals, and finally we had figured out a route to what looked like the nearest large town to get either a hotel room or just a safe parking lot to nap in. We got ready to go. I told Theo he could put the seat back to nap. I had a two-wind. Two-wind, guys. Where was I? Fuck. I had a second wind. We would make it. Theo took a shit on me when he was asleep. Theo sighed in relief and put his seat back. I was pretty sure he fell asleep in seconds. I tried my phone again, watching the signal flicker in and out, and then sighed and checked the paper map once more. Ready to go, I turned on the high beams to check out the narrow road that led us out of the lot, and my adrenaline shot up. Best energy drink I could have had. The man hadn't walked on. He stood there in the dark, and now my brights lit him up, facing us now. Dark clothes, dark military-style boots, dark complexion, and a huge smile. That smile raised the hairs in the back of my neck. It seemed all sort of off to me. He was staring at the car, just grinning, and he was blocking the little road to the front of us. I waited. If this guy wanted to mess with me, he'd have to come closer. He'd have to... Fuck. He had... Wait, okay. He had waited a good distance away. I would wait for him to make his move. I checked behind me, gauging if I could quickly back up, but it had been a weird turn into the place, a gravel road, plus several concrete poles to move between. It would not have been a speedy path in reverse. I don't know this car well, and I'm not comfortable. I don't know this car well, and I was not comfortable. I don't know this car well, and I'm not confident I could reverse without getting into an accident. I glanced at my sleeping friend, then the guy was suddenly in front of our car. I'm still not sure how he could have done that, in what must have been only a few seconds while I was looking away. I can only blame it on exhaustion how he was suddenly there, light shining on his white teeth and a huge weird grin. I must have made a noise because my friend woke up and sat up. "The fuck?" he managed. And the guy just stared at us, just grinning at us in the headlights standing right in front of my car. Just grinning. "Some crazy guy," I murmured. We had both lived in a big city. We dealt with typical crazies before. If they weren't armed, usually there was nothing to worry about. I saw no weapon. I was wary, but not scared. Then I noticed a heavy-looking point at the end of the flagpole, still resting against his shoulder, and the mental image of him spearing it into my windshield, or just down into the hood of my car, was suddenly vivid. I had no idea what was going on, but I did not want to get in... Fuck me. I did not know what was going on. Where was I? But I did not want to give this middle of the night crazy a reason to attack the car, and I knew I couldn't quickly reverse to get us out of there. I waited, mentally willing the grinning nutcase to walk on with his weird flag and clothes. I have no idea how long he stood there, just staring at us and grinning. After what seemed to be a long moment, he began moving, but moving against the car and sliding to the side, slowly coming around to one slide, but dragging himself against the side of the car as he moved. The car shifted slightly with the weight, and I could hear the side of the cloth of the drag. Fuck me, dude. Let me get comfortable. Damn. And I could hear the side of... Fuck, dude. Where... Fuck me up. And sit there, slowly coming... I could hear the slide of cloth and the drag of the wooden... The car shifted slightly with the weight, and I could hear the slide of cloth and the drag of the wooden flagpole on the side of the car. A small, ridiculous part of my brain congratulated me on buying the insurance for the rented car. Sure, he was scratching it. The grinning man gripped the driver's side mirror, as if using it for support, and leaned down. I saw a glimpse of the grin through the smile. Damn it. I saw a glimpse of that grin through my side window and looked away. I suddenly did not want to look at that freakish smile when it was only inches away from my face, just a little glass between us. Theo leaned over slightly, looking through the window. I saw my friend shake his head no, and he said firmly no. I saw the grinning man make a hand gesture, and Theo... Fuck, dude. And Theo said louder, more ferociously, "No." The man straightened, no longer leaning on the car. I saw his fist grip the pole, and I gunned it out of there. And he just stood there, the dark figure staying in the pull of the light as I shot out into the dark road. No longer sleepy at all. We had no problem staying awake to the next town, where we found a motel. Crazy flag-carrying man, let's not ever meet again. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it quits there, because that's about 40 minutes of audio that I gotta record, or I gotta edit, so. Let's see. That was fun, though. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the live stream. My armpit's itchy. Oh, let's see. Oh wow, I'm looking at the stream. The stream stuff. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll see. I'm gonna jump on Discord right now, so I'll see you guys on Discord if anybody's over there. At number 15? Yeah, I can do that.
Let me think of something funny. Number 15. Making love to everybody at the family reunion.
Oh shit, okay, how was that? I hope that was good. I hope that was acceptable. Unacceptable! I wish I could do Lemon Grab's voice. Nighty night. Everybody go to bed. I'll kill you. Night. Night. There we go. Drop a like on the stream. Okay. There we go. Oh wait, that's not how you stop the stream. This is how you do it.